Welcome back to Smok'n Jay's Garage. I'm standing here with my 2020 242X, and today I want to talk about the thrust vector X's. Are they worth it? And what do they do? So if you're thinking about buying one, you probably already know what they do, but the question is, are they worth the money? Because they are like $420, give or take. They're $900 and some if you get the lateral thrusters along with them. Lateral thrusters do not work on a 2020, and I'll show you why. They are for the 18 and below. Either 18 or 19. Yamaha changed their design for their reverse gates, and the thrust vectors will work, but the lateral thrusters don't because they are kind of incorporated into Yamaha's new design. So let's check this out. Obviously, if you're not familiar with thrust vectors, this right here is the thrust vector. This is going to give you a lot more low speed steering because it's like having a rudder. Okay, I've got the dual engines. If you've got single engines, obviously you've only got one of them in the middle. They lift up, so as you're going you gotta get up to speed or whatever, they don't drag through the water. They're gonna go ahead and I guess they're just gonna lift up and float. I'm not sure. I can't really see them under the water when I'm driving. But you're probably wondering if they are going to slow down your top speed, and we will get to that when we get in the boat and when we get on the water. But basically that's what they do. They are, I didn't install them myself. They are about $200, $300 maybe, depending on your shop and what they charge by the hour. But they're about a 2-hour install according to my shop. So they can be done yourself, but if you don't do them yourself, you have your shop install them, they're probably going to run you about $600 or $700 parts and labor. So the question is, are they worth it? They are plastic. I thought that they were metal. On my old boat, I had Cobra fins, the older style Cobra fins. The new style Cobras are designed a lot more like this. The older ones kind of came out and just had a little lip on the front. Those are the ones that I had before. I went with these because they're supposed to be the best. We'll find out how they actually work. So this is going to give you an idea of what they look like. They are like, I don't know if that's machined or whatever inside, that they have their name and that kind of stuff on them. They're nice. They are not sharp at all. I was anticipating them to be metal. They're not. Even this is plastic. They're $400 for a couple of precisely cut pieces of plastic. But they don't look bad. They don't offer any colors anymore. I guess they had trouble with their colors fading or whatever, so black was the only option. Otherwise, they used to make red. I thought red would have looked good on here. But enough of me rambling on. Let's get on the boat, let's get in the water, and let's see what they do. Alright, so we're out on the water. Let's give this a shot. So we got a pretty calm day. We should get some good results, hopefully. So I'm going to point the boat at something, right? We're going to turn. Actually, I'll just leave the boat pointed as we just kind of float. That gray house right over there. If you go ahead and take a look at that gray house, as soon as I get the boat to swing around and my nose touches that gray house, I'm going to swing back the other way, and we're going to see how quickly, as the boat is turning, how quickly it turns, and then how quickly we can change directions, okay? So we're going to go up to the front of the boat. We're going to swing over to that gray house. I am going to use no wake mode +1, okay? Just for reference. All right, I'm turning all the way to the left. Keep an eye on that gray house as that comes around. When the nose of the boat looks to me like, there we go, and I'm going to turn it back around. Now I'm turning all the way to the right. As you can see, we stopped our turn immediately. Now once we get to that tower there, okay, now I'm going to swing all the way back to the left. Our boat really stops turning, starts turning the other way very quickly. I'm going to spin the boat all the way around. Once we're pointed at the docks, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to swing it back around to the right. And there we're pointed at the docks, we're going to swing around to the right. We do get a little bit of straight movement, but we get very little continuing turning once we go ahead and turn in the other direction. Obviously, I'm turning all the way. And if I give it a little bit more gas, we could probably turn a little bit shorter. But if you look off to your right, you can see our bubbles on about how sharp we're turning. We've got the front of the boat very close to staying in a same spot while the back of the boat spins around it. And then we can go ahead and we can turn directions very quickly. Top speed, I mentioned we were talking about top speed. If you watched my very first video when I reviewed this boat, we had people in the boat, we had gear in the boat, we had gas in the boat, and I got 48.4 miles per hour was my top speed. Now, after I put these thrust vectors on, I was curious if it would lower my top speed. I actually got up to 50.1 miles an hour with these on. I don't think they made it any faster. I had less people on the boat. But then for some reason it cleared out all of my stuff. I think that because I shut my batteries off before I shut my ignition key off, I think that's what cleared everything, because it cleared out all my radio presets and everything like that. But if you come over here and you zoom in or look at our highest speed since then, we've gotten up to 49.4 miles an hour. So we did not lose any top speed. Now that was with less than, I think we had 4 adults and 2 kids when we had originally done our top speed run. Now I did that, I think I had 3 adults, and that's where we got that speed. So we got a little bit faster top speed, but I don't think it was anything to do with the thrust vectors. I think that it was because we were less weight in the boat. But I don't think it slowed us down any. So it's a lot of money for them. Are they worth it? I guess that's only up to you. I think the Yamaha boat handles pretty well on its own, but anytime that you can do anything to make your boat handle better or steer better, nobody ever got into a dock and said, oh, this boat just handles too good. It's too responsive. So I'm happy with them. Yeah, they're a lot of money, but they do make a difference, at least to me anyway. So if you're watching this channel for the first time and you haven't already, and you want to, boom, please subscribe.